Everyone, welcome back to this series on discovering and monetizing your innate ability. And my name is Precious. If you're just joining us, kindly subscribe to whichever channel you're listening or watching us from. And please do well to watch the previous series so that you can know where we are and follow along. Now, on this particular series, we are going to be combining the single terms that we earlier explained into a definition so that we have something to pen down on our paper. All right. Now, the simple definition again, like I always say, I'll be saying it as simple as I can so that anybody that listens to this can understand and be able to get something out of it. All right. This now we are going to be defining the whole term, which is discovering and monetizing your innate ability. When we say discovering and monetizing your innate ability, what do we mean? I mean, discovering and monetizing your innate ability is the process that you take to refine the giftings that you have in you and convert it to sellable products and service. All right? Let me say this again. Discovering and monetizing your innate ability is or are the processes that you take to refine the giftings that you have in you and convert it to sellable products and service. All right. Now, this is the definition that I was able to comprise or bring out from the single terms that we earlier defined. All right. And I'll be making reference to this scripture because now the key word in this definition, the keywords are process, refine, gifting, conversion, convert, right? Okay. Now convert and sellable, right? We have different keywords, and I'm going to be showing you a scripture that speaks, that or rather popped up when I was, speaking on this definition, right? Which is study to show yourself approved unto God, like a workman that needed not to be ashamed, writing rightly dividing the word of truth. That is scripture in 2 Timothy chapter 2:15, right? Now, I'll be making, like I said earlier, making a lot of references to the scripture. Okay, now study to show yourself approved. This speaks to process because on your journey to discovering your innate ability, a study must be done. I said earlier that you need to discover. And to discover, that means you need to make research. You need to find out. A study must be done. And the reason you are doing this is to show yourself approved. Now, to show yourself or to qualify to sell your products. All right. Now, let's see. I will be using also the situations from the country where I currently am, which is Nigeria, for example. One of our sellable resource is oil. In fact, one I think is the highest currently sellable resource that we have is oil, crude oil. Now, when crude oil is first dug out, all right, it is not used in its raw state. It goes through processes, goes through various processes of refinement, all right, or refining to bring out different kinds of products that are beneficial for consumption of the people. Now, from crude oil, we get petrol, we get gas, we get kerosene, and a whole lot of other minerals that are formed from a single raw material, crude oil. We have about three highly marketable ones. All right, and that the same goes for your innate ability or your gifting. You need to do the work, or you need to study the work. You need to put in the work that is needed so that you can be approved. That's so that you can become marketable, right? So that you can become something that is sought after, all right? So that you can be able to convert it into something that can fetch you money, all right? So I gave a scriptural reference of 2 Timothy 2:15 that says you should study to show yourself approved. And another thing I love about this particular scripture is the second part of it that says a workman that needed not to be ashamed, because this is where a lot of people have a problem when it comes to discovering themselves or discovering the giftings that they have, they are ashamed. Some people are ashamed. They don't like, you know, like talking to people. They don't like hard work. They don't like putting the effort. They want it on a platter of silver and gold. They want everything on a platter, which is not a bad idea. But, you know, to get the best out of yourself, there are work that only you can do. There are things that only you can do for yourself. No matter how you want to outsource some things, there are some things that it's only you that can do it. And this thing that I'm talking about discovering is not something that you need to be ashamed of. Just like somebody that is trying to learn a skill or learn something, you don't have the knowledge of it. And if you are going to discover it alone, and the person you're going to discover it from is someone that has more experience, you're not going to come as, oh, I know it all. You're going to come as a novice or somebody that is willing to gain knowledge, willing to learn, submitting to authority to learn. Some people find it difficult to submit. Some people find it difficult to learn under people. They like looking above people's head. If you are that kind of person, it will be hard for you to discover and utilize your innate ability. All right. Now, the journey of discovering is not a journey of um, demure or poise, right? You are going to do it like a workman, somebody on the field. The word used in the scripture is workman, right? Because the process is tough. The work needed to need adapt, or rather, the work that needs to be done is most times very tough. It could be spending hours, late nights, um, listening to videos, doing practice, depending on what it is, or going, early mornings to shop, maybe depending on whatever that ability that you discover is. So you need to put in the time, the effort, the energy that is needed. And it's not something you should be ashamed of, regardless of there are I was speaking to a group of students last year, and I was asking them simple question: what do you want to be when you grow up? And people were saying doctor, lawyer, and one student said, I want to be a farmer, and the other students laughed. I didn't know what was funny, and I loved her response. She was just honest with her response. She wanted to be a farmer. Do you know the money that is in agriculture? Having that thought alone, and is like people that laugh will be, oh, farmer, when somebody say I want to be a farmer, they'll be looking at it, you want to be digging ground, tilling the ground, but there is a lot of benefit from agriculture, which is a story for another day. The girl did not mind that, oh, some people will look at it as a poor man's job or a dirty man's job or something. It does not matter. When you're going through the process, forget your class at home, forget your sophisticated nature somewhere. Keep it. You bring it back when you have a product for the marketplace. All right. All right. Leave your demure at home. You bring it back when you have something to offer. But while you are going through the process, carry your business on your head like somebody that is selling pure water under the bus. I'm using Nigerian situation. Somebody that is selling gala in traffic. Carry your business like nobody else would. All right. When you are going through the process, do it with all your might. Wherever it is that you are going, let it be as if, oh, if I let people know that this girl, sometimes when you do things and you do it when you are learning and you are learning on the job, some people will say, ah, this girl too they do, or this person over sabi. So I'm sorry, like if we have a foreigner listening to this, over sabi means somebody that is doing more that is required, trying to show off something like that. All right. So it does not matter because you are still going through the process. You are still like a student that is learning something. Do it unashamed. All right. Do it without shame. Do it with all manner of honesty you can get, all manner of decency you can get. Put in the work that is required. Because only when you have something to offer, that's when people come to you. Most people won't come to you at your raw state. Most people won't come to you when you are still in the dark. God raises his men in obscurity. It was one of the things that I saw when I was reading the book of Romans. God raises his people in obscurity. Look at the case of Abraham. When God was building him, taking him through the journey, leaving his father's house, taking him through the paths, right? Building him in obscurity. When he was unknown. Now people want to associate themselves with Abraham, or father of many nations, with his wealth and the kind of faith that he had. People now, because of what God has done through him, want to associate with Father Abraham, right? But when God was taking him through the process, not many people, if not only Sarah, stood by him. He was doing most of the working, or most of the hard work alone. And this will come also for anybody that is interested in discovering what they have inside, bringing it out to become something that the world will look for. All right. That is what I want you to know about this definition on discovering and monetizing your innate ability. We just gave a whole definition, and then I added a little more points to this definition. So I'll be seeing you on the next one. I hope you've had some insight about this. Now we're going to be giving instances using different spheres, or different segments, different sectors, so that you can, in case, like I said, if you listen to the first series, I said something like, if this ability is not something that you already discover, or it can be an area of interest, something that you just, when people talk about it, it sparks your curiosity. So we are going to be looking at these things at different angles. See you in the next one. Thank you so much. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, depending on wherever you are listening or watching this from. Thank you so much for listening. See you on the next one.